Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. I'm Mike King, Director of Research at Rodman and Renshaw, and it's my pleasure to welcome Dr. Jerry McMahon, Chairman and CEO of Poniard Pharmaceuticals, to a chat that we're going to have here on BioBusiness TV. Jerry, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks, Mike. Yep.
Give us some background on Poniard. Tell us a little bit about the company and the origins of Picoplatin.
Well, Poniard is focused on oncology. So this is our business. We're focused on bringing a new and better chemotherapy to general practice for oncologists today.
Okay, and the product was derived from where?
It was a product derived from a company in Canada called Anermed, and it was designed to focus on overcoming resistance to chemotherapy.
Okay, and I know that was at one point in the hands of AstraZeneca at one time as well?
It was. So AstraZeneca in the late 90s did some work with this product, and it was at a time when people felt that chemotherapies were not going to be as important as they are today. Right. And today, of course, we know that chemotherapies are the backbone of clinical practice.
Right. Yeah. Okay, great. So, and then I know there was an interesting recapitalization of the predecessor company. Can you just give us 30 seconds on that?
Yeah, so Poniard really is a restart business, a focused business now in oncology with this product called Picoplatin, and you know, therefore new investors, fresh investors were brought into this business over the last few years, and obviously very excited about where the company's going.
Right. So tell us about how you're going to create value at Poniard. What is the company's strategy?
So the strategy is to address the potential broad use of this product in the treatment of many different types of cancers. Cancers like colorectal cancer and prostate cancer and lung cancer. And this is where we're focused, and we're trying to demonstrate in our trials that this product has a very strong possibility of being better than what's currently being used out there.
Okay, so let's get into specifics about that. Tell us about the unique aspects of Picoplatin, how it compares to the other agents in the platinum category.
Yeah, so the most important thing is that this product was designed to overcome and prevent platinum resistance. So chemo resistance or chemotherapy resistance is a real problem to patients. It's a real problem to practicing oncologists. This product was created to either prevent that from happening, and therefore the product could be used when you first get diagnosed with cancer, or it was also designed to overcome this resistance when a person's already been treated with a platinum-based chemotherapy, which is what we're doing in our registrational trial.
Right. Can you talk about the trial? Give us the title of the trial and what you're looking for, your go-to-market strategy.
Right. So our go-to-market strategy is with a trial called SPEAR, or Study of Picoplatin Efficacy After Relapse. And relapse in this case means patients have all been treated with platinum-based chemotherapy, and unfortunately for these patients, they've failed that therapy, and now we get to treat them with Picoplatin. And the disease is called small cell lung cancer, which is about a fifth of all of the lung cancer diagnoses. It's a very, very difficult disease to treat.
Give us some more numbers on the size of the worldwide and the U.S. Small cell lung cancer market in terms of numbers of patients.
Yeah, so in the United States, it's approximately 35,000 patients who have small cell lung cancer, a comparable number in Europe. And again, it represents about a fifth of all the lung cancer diagnoses. It's one of those indications where there's only been a couple of drugs ever approved in the history of the disease. Right. So Picoplatin potentially could be the third drug approved for small cell.
Right. And tell us, I've said to investors when they ask me about the SPEAR trial that I think the study is designed to win for Picoplatin. Tell us a little bit about the design and why investors should gain comfort by the way this study has been structured.
Yeah, there's two main, I think, important features that we have done to, if you will, de-risk this particular trial. The first is that we are measuring how long a patient lives. So the study design is measuring overall survival, and this is something we have an agreement with the U.S. FDA to measure that.
That's the SPA?
The SPA that we have in place, and we're measuring overall survival. So it's a very clear and unequivocal endpoint. The second thing that we're doing is we're actually have an agreement, again, with the SPA and the FDA to compare our treatment with our drug against what's called best supportive care, which is supportive care medications. Because these patients don't really have many treatment options, we're comparing it to patients who are not being treated with chemotherapy.
Right.
And from a regulatory viewpoint, that is a very favorable type of trial.
Right. Now, because there is no standard of care in this population, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in the early stage small cell lung cancer setting, what's typically the therapy
Yeah,
given?
so when a patient is first diagnosed with this disease, they usually have disease that's already spread throughout their body.
Right.
That's why they have such a poor prognosis. They're treated usually with a platinum-containing regimen. The patient will either respond to that or not respond. Most of the patients respond, but they relapse very quickly. And of course, we are treating that early relapse population.
Right. And so then, is it safe to say that the fact that Poniard is coming into the small cell lung cancer space with yet another platinum agent is going to be, they would find receptivity from the physician audience because they're already familiar with
Yes,
platinums?
they're familiar. Platinums are in part of clinical practice today, and in fact, the use of platinums is increasing about 9% a year.
Right.
So platinums continue to be used,
Right.
and we are using Picoplatin in small cell lung cancer after you fail the others. So we're not competing with the other platinums. We're using it after those platinums don't work.
I want to explore the other indications that,
Right.
that I know Poniard is working on with Picoplatin, but let's save that for a moment. Can you give us some timelines on SPEAR? Where are we in the development process?
Yes, we're trying to enroll about 400 patients in this trial. We plan to complete that and then generate top-line data from the trial in the middle of next year, and that would support an NDA filing that would lead to commercialization of the product in 2010.
Right, and I think the guidance that you've given for full enrollment of the trial is late 08, early 09, is that correct?
Yeah, I think you know, a reasonable expectation, although we haven't given specific timelines on the enrollment, would be in that time frame, because then, of course, we need to follow those patients to be able to generate the survival data that we think would emerge from that trial in the middle of next year.
Okay, great. Now, I often talk to investors about the competitive landscape, and there is another agent out there in late-stage development, amrubicin. I wonder if you could sort of compare, contrast amrubicin vis-a-vis Picoplatin.
Yeah, I think the important thing to note is that you know, there are very few agents, first of all, that are in development for potential treatment for patients who have this type of disease. And amrubicin is an analog of another type of chemotherapy, a completely different mechanism,
Right.
an analog of doxorubicin, which is being used in the market. And the hope with that product is that it may also impact the disease, but we believe that that would be something that would emerge later than our trial.
Right, and given that it's a different mechanism, would you say that you don't see it as a directly competitive agent?
That's exactly right. Our agent, platinum compounds in general, are very combinable with other agents. So ultimately, our product can be combined with many other agents. And amrubicin, doxorubicin, we've already shown at the last clinical oncology meeting, can be combined with Picoplatin. So, you know, we believe that if there is another product that is useful to patients, we ultimately could, you know, combine the two or be used sequentially in the treatment practice.
Okay, so if Picoplatin's on the market, let's say late 2009 or 2010, amrubicin would follow sometime down the road.
Yeah, sometime down the road, and we would imagine, you know, given the fact that there's very little to offer these patients, having two drugs approved that could be used either in combination or sequentially would be a very welcome thing for the oncology community.